I want to play a game. You are now locked into this video with no escape. If you finish the video, you may have all the candy this Halloween. If you cannot finish the video, you may have no candy this Halloween. Make sure you like and subscribe for more.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Don't be afraid of that intro. It's something new. It's something fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But if you're here, that means you like me. You really like me, and that feels good. So it's great to have you all back, and we are going to be, you already know from the title and the video and the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about another Saw movie, Saw 9, or as it is actually called, Spiral, from the Book of Saw. So I'm going to actually be talking about this movie all on its own. It's not going to be mixed with, number 10, the one that comes out, or that came out after this. I'm going to do both of these movies separate on their own. I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth on them than I would probably like the previous videos. And so there's that. But this, oh my, this is night 7 of Ace's Thrills and Chills movie reviews. So let's get into it with Spiral from the Book of Saw. Now this movie, it's on its own merit. It, of course, is in the universe that the Saw movies take place, the first 8. But it is not the same city. It is none of the characters, not even referenced other than Jigsaw himself. But no other characters from previous movies are referenced in this. This is a standalone, on its own kind of thing. Where the first 8, they all just go right in order. So, you kind of have to watch them in succession of when they've come out. But this one, you could truly watch this one on its own and just be like, oh, well, there was a serial killer before all this. I don't really need to know about him because it doesn't connect to this, but I just know he existed. And that is Jigsaw, of course. But in this, we see... Did he direct it? Hold on a second. No. So when this movie came out, I don't know the exact year, that at some point, Chris Rock was heavily involved with making a new Saw movie. He wanted to be in a Saw movie. He was a big fan of the franchise, which really helped, honestly, in my opinion. It helped the trajectory. If someone could get me hooked on phonics, that would be helped. It helped skyrocket this franchise, gave it new breath. The first 8 are what they are. They are that standard, horror porn, if you will. But this harkens back to like the original Saw movie, where it's not focusing so much on heavy of like the gore and the gross and the graphic. It is there, but it's not the featured player in this one. Because when Chris Rock came into this, he came in as an executive producer. I do know that, and he might have even been in the writer's room at the time. But he is the main guy in it, and it really focuses around, as all the Saw movies do, the police department that he's in, the corruption that's in the police department, and a serial killer that is hunting down and murdering cops or detectives, whatever which one. And Chris Rock's character has to get to the bottom of it, so it mostly focuses on him with the Saw traditional stuff thrown in there when it's needed, and I really appreciate that. The traps are pretty cool. Like, I won't lie, I honestly like the traps because you kind of like, where do you go eventually? They all start to become like the standard cookie cutter, the same thing. Mark my words, a cookie cutter, that'll be a trap. Someone's like in a stuck position and they have to move or free themselves before the cookie cutter comes down. Oh my God, that's horrific. That's a holiday one. But and as you might have been able to see on the title there, it is starring also Samuel L. Jackson. That's right. This movie has the star power in it. Chris Rock is your meat. Oh my God, my tongue is getting too big for my mouth. Chris Rock is the lead. where Samuel L. Jackson is like everything else. He's sprinkled in it when he needs to be. He's very much in the beginning and very much at the end. Just finished watching it, and it's still, honestly, there's one scene in particular, not that it's a specific scene of any value. It's just, for whatever reason, when I see Sam Jackson engaging with like a jigsaw puzzle, I'm like, this is wild. He was really on set of like a Saw movie. Like that's crazy. And I really, really enjoyed it. This movie is very fun, again, on its own merit. I don't want to spoil really anything, but the biggest problem with this film, and there's two big problems with this film. It doesn't, narratively wise or story wise, whatever, written wise, it's not. It tries to interject comedy in the weirdest of ways, and obviously Chris Rock, he's a comedian, right? He's a comedian. There's going to be funny moments, but there's moments that shouldn't be, or in these types of movies, there should be moments that shouldn't be funny that are. Like, inadvertently funny. Like, oh, jeez, oh my God. There shouldn't be moments where you're like, you thought that was the right time to put a joke in there? Like, in a bad joke? Not for me. But I do like this movie. Like, it's just those little moments where I'm like, come on now. And then the other thing was the ending. I think it's a superb ending. I really, really, really like the ending a lot. There's plot holes in it here and there if you really look at it. But it leaves it on a cliffhanger. And to me, this is the single, besides the first movie, because, you know, we didn't know what we were getting at that time, but to be able to pull off an ending like this, which I thought was really good in the 9th installment, and the reason that, how do I avoid it? The reason I don't like the ending is because the 10th movie does not follow this. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Saw X and you plan on it, this movie does not have a definitive conclusion, and I don't like that. I don't like that because it doesn't just end with, I mean, all the other Saw movies pretty much end with someone in a trap. But up until the first movie, you didn't know if we were ever going to go back to these characters or whatever. So yeah, they do end it on that hell of a note. But they do the same thing basically here, and you're like, at the time, I'm like, okay, cool, man. If they make Saw 10, I can't wait to see it continue from this. This is really cool. Seeing Saw X 10, knowing that the story goes in a different direction, I'm like, every time I watch this, I get to the end and I'm like, I love this ending. But I don't like the way they just drop it off like that. I think it's a little... I would really love it if Chris Rock, please Chris Rock, if you're listening, dude, come back. Come back as Ezekiel Banks, and please, please, please finish your story, excuse me, in the Book of Saw, because there's a lot of us that really do enjoy this movie. I know Cody Leach, who's a huge YouTuber here, and he loves his horror movies. He's pretty high on, I don't want to say pretty high. I'm putting words in mouths. He enjoys this movie for what it is, and that says something because he knows movies. But anyways, that's besides the point. This is a fun movie. I will be doing Saw X, and I don't know if you can see that, but Saw X, I'll be watching that here after I do this video, and then we'll be uploading a review of that. I've got a couple of toy, right? I have 2 toy videos I need to put up still. I have Turtle Tuesday's video that needs to get put up, which will be the very next one. And then I have a little Halloween spooky season toy video I'm putting up, along with, well, the final movie review in the Saw franchise. And then after that, we're gonna do some other stuff. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, I hope you've enjoyed this this entry in the Saw franchise movie reviews for Aces, Thrills, and Chills. I have to crouch down like this because of my camera, so sorry about that, and I hope everybody has a great day, and bye-bye.